Alrighty, so yesterday here in Omaha, Nebraska, we had some really big storms roll through, and some of those storms brought some really big tornadoes. So here at my house, we didn't have any tornadoes, luckily, but just a few miles from my house out in West Omaha, there was some tornadoes that kind of ripped through town, and one of those was really big. And it went through a couple neighborhoods, some farms, and then it just kind of kept going northeast from my house and just went into Iowa, and I guess just did all sorts of damage. So luckily here at my house we didn't have any of the tornadoes, but we did get part of the the big severe thunderstorm. So we had a lot of rain, we had a lot of wind, and we did get some hail here at my house. Some of the hail was pretty big. I would say it was pretty close to the golf ball size. But majority of it was smaller. I would say quarter size or smaller. So anyway, what I was going to do in this video is just kind of walk around and take a look at everything and make sure I don't have any damage. So up here in the front, typically I would have limbs down from our apple trees and stuff up here. I'm not seeing any damage, so that is good. And then after that, we're gonna walk around to the backyard. I typically get a whole crap ton of limbs back there, even when there's not a storm. We'll take a look at my little solar arrays back here, and then we're gonna go up on the roof because I've got 2 solar arrays up there. And then of course, we'll just take a look around at all the shingles to make sure there's no damage up there. Ultimately, you're gonna call your insurance company to have somebody come out and take a look at your roof, because just because you don't see any damage doesn't mean there isn't any damage. So I don't know, we'll just take a look around and see what we can see. Typically at my house, if there's any sort of wind here in my backyard, all of these trees, they typically just drop all sorts of limbs, and surprisingly, I'm not actually seeing any limbs down, which is very odd for my house. All right, typically there's just limbs down basically everywhere, and the only thing that I'm really seeing is just some small pieces right down here. So that is very surprising. Okay, I'm not seeing really any damage back here in the yard. I'm not seeing any damage in all of our trees right here, which is good. Usually the only damage I get is from people driving through my yard. So luckily no damage on those. We'll go over here and check out the shed to make sure there's no damage over here. And from my point of view, I'm not seeing anything up here, so that is good. All right, here's ground mount array 1. And these are used panels, so it's not like terrible if I lost them, but it would suck. I'm not seeing any cracked panels over here. And then in my temporary / permanent DIY rack over here, these panels are looking good as well. I put this together in like, I don't know, half hour, and it's been holding up ever since, so that is good. I don't have any broken panels down here. All right, next we're gonna go up on the roof and check out those 2 arrays. I got 2 solar panel arrays up there. We'll make sure none of those are cracked, and then we'll just kind of take a look at the rest of the roof to make sure there's no holes or any sort of damage that we can see. Alrighty, up on the roof, this is gonna be 1 solar array right here, and then we got the other one right up there. But if we take a look at these panels right here, I'm not seeing any damage whatsoever, which is fan-freaking-tastic. These solar panels right here are 245 watts each, and these are used from Santan Solar. And then these panels right up here, these are 370 watt panels from SunGold Power. And I'm not seeing any damage on these as well. This is great. I was actually worried about these panels the most up here, and I'm not seeing any damage whatsoever. All right, and then we're just gonna take a look at the rest of the roof to see what we can see. The roof is definitely harder to see any sort of damage. Oh, what was that? That's a nail or something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hammer that back down. That's a nail that just popped up. That's not from the storm, that's just my roof. This is like a rock. That came from somewhere over here. I'll just set that there. Alrighty, well, I'm not seeing too much damage up here. I just have like 1 or 2 spots from previously. Every vehicle down here is is really, really loud, either from exhaust or it's a really crappy car, so they don't have exhaust, or their stereo's really loud. I just don't like recording outside. All right, well, I'm not really seeing any damage up here on the roof. I don't think I'm gonna call my insurance company to have them come out and take a look. If I started seeing like some noticeable, damage, then I would definitely call the insurance company, but I don't think I'm going to today, at least. Later on today, today's Saturday, there's another round of storms that are supposed to be headed our way, and that's gonna be 5 o'clock on. So I guess we will ultimately have to wait to see. Alrighty, well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check back for another storm or storm damage, and I'll see you in the next one. I'll go ahead and mark myself safe on Facebook so everybody knows.